Hello, everybody. So at San Diego Comic-Con, we found out about a ton of new MCU projects coming out in the next few years, and with that, we got it confirmed that the ending of Phase 5 is going to be the Thunderbolts. The team that Elaine from Seinfeld, or I guess Val is her actual character's name, putting together a team of anti-heroes, reformed villains maybe doing the good guys' work for a price. Basically, it's Marvel's Suicide Squad. And we don't know who the roster is yet. We do know that U.S. Agent John Walker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be on it, and we're pretty sure Yelena will be on it also, as Val has met with both of them in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow last year. But we know that those can't be all of Val's appearances prior to Thunderbolts. We've got a ton of projects. This movie comes out 2 years from now, so we know she's going to make some more appearances between now and then. And so today, I'm going to give my predictions for where I think she's most likely to appear next in the MCU. So let's do this thing. Also, I just want to say that this is also going to kind of serve as my prediction for the roster of the Thunderbolts, which I will say at the end. But first, the next MCU project that I think Val will show up in is none other than pretty much the next MCU project, I guess besides I Am Groot, to come up next, She-Hulk. I am pretty certain she's going to show up here. Why would she show up here? Who is she going to be recruiting? Abomination. That's my guess. My guess, Abomination will be the person who she recruits next for the Thunderbolts. He has been on the Thunderbolts in the comics previously, and so I would not be surprised if Val shows up at some point in She-Hulk, maybe in the post-credit scene of the last episode. I think she's showing up at some point, and I think she's going to meet up with Abomination, aka Emil Blonsky. Did not know that was his real name until I just looked it up just now while filming, so there you go. That's his real name. But I'm pretty sure Val's going to show up, do a very Nick Fury style, want to join a team, and Abomination will be the next person to be recruited for the Thunderbolts in She-Hulk. Next up, Echo in Echo. Now, Echo, unlike all of the other characters that I'm going to be mentioning, she has not historically been on the Thunderbolts in the comics. Any iteration of the Thunderbolts, she is not listed as a member at all, ever. While, of course, everybody else, again, has been at some point, maybe not on the same team at the same time, but everybody else has been on some version of the Thunderbolts previously in the comics. Echo has not, but I kind of feel like she fits the kind of vibe of an anti-hero, reformed villain type thing, so I would not be surprised if she is on the Thunderbolts, and I think we kind of need to fill in Val showing up in some projects, because if not, the next one I'm going to say happens like a year after Echo, so that would actually mean almost 2 years, a little less than 2 years since her next appearance, She-Hulk, so I kind of feel like she has to show up at some point between She-Hulk and the next thing, and so I think Echo is a good place to have her show up. I don't see her showing up in Wakanda Forever. I don't see her showing up in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Maybe to recruit Ghost. I don't know. Maybe Ghost will be on the team. She's not my pick to be on there, but if she is, then maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But I would say Echo, I think, is more likely, at least for my idea of the Thunderbolts. So I think Val will show up in Echo and recruit Echo. Then, next up, Daredevil Born Again, which again happens a year after Echo. Apparently, the way this worked out is she's kind of following Daredevil. She's gonna be in She-Hulk, Daredevil's gonna be in She-Hulk, she's gonna be in Echo, Daredevil's in Echo. She's going to be in Daredevil Born Again. Daredevil's going to be in Daredevil Born Again, obviously. So who do I think she's going to recruit in Daredevil Born Again? Bullseye. Whether or not this is going to be the same actor returning from Daredevil Season 3. I hope so, because he did great. But nevertheless, I'm pretty sure Bullseye will show up in Daredevil Born Again. I mean, we have 18 episodes. We gotta have more than just Kingpin in it, so I'm expecting Bullseye to show up. He's been on the Thunderbolts, so he seems fitting there. Maybe the Punisher also. He seems like another good candidate. I don't know if he's been on the Thunderbolts. I can't remember if I saw him on the list or not. I kind of saw Bullseye and I was like, ooh, that would be a cool idea. But I just finished Daredevil Season 3, so he kind of caught my eye on that one. So, yeah, I think she'll be recruiting Bullseye, maybe also the Punisher, maybe one or the other. I don't think either have really been confirmed to be in Daredevil Born Again as of yet, but I feel like both of them kind of have to be. Again, we have 18 episodes. We got to fill some stuff up. We can't just have Kingpin here. We got to have some more characters, some more villains coming in, even if it's just for like one episode. We got to have them show up. And so I think Bullseye or the Punisher, most likely Bullseye, will be there. And Val will show up and recruit him for the Thunderbolts. Next, her final appearance before the Thunderbolts and the final project before the Thunderbolts, Captain America New World Order, where I think her appearance is she's not going to be alone in this appearance. I think the other Thunderbolts are going to be with her to break Zemo out of prison, out of the raft. They're going to infiltrate the raft, break Zemo out, and he'll be the final member on the Thunderbolts. But that's one more I'll say in a second. I don't think this character is going to get a movie or show where Val recruits them, but I think they're still going to be on the team in the end. So they'll kind of be introduced in this probably post-credit scene of Captain America New World Order, where all the Thunderbolts break Zemo out of the raft, and he's the final member to be seen, recruited by Val. And the last one, Taskmaster. Again, she won't be having her own movie or show, but I think she's going to be on the Thunderbolts. The character of Taskmaster has been on the Thunderbolts before, and so I think she's a good fit. She makes sense. I'm hoping they do Taskmaster right. In the Thunderbolts, they can kind of redeem themselves from what they had done in Black Widow. They could actually make something cool, actually do some cool stuff with her, analyzing the fight pattern of her opponent. So they can do a lot more cool stuff with her and the Thunderbolts with this team. And I think that would be cool. Redeem what they did in Black Widow. Redeem Taskmaster. Redeem themselves. Which makes the final roster of the Thunderbolts U.S. Agent, Yelena, Abomination, Echo, Bullseye, Taskmaster, and Zemo. And I would assume Zemo is going to be kind of the leader of the Thunderbolts. I think he has been in the past. That's my prediction for the roster of the Thunderbolts and where I think Val is most likely to show up next in the MCU. Now, I will say, some of these I'm not confident on. Echo, I'm not exactly confident on this one. As I mentioned, I kind of heard maybe Ghost could be on Thunderbolts, so maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania might fit better. I've kind of heard more rumors about Ghost than I have about Echo. I kind of made up Echo myself, so I think maybe Ghost might make a little bit more sense, but I also kind of feel like I'd rather see Echo more than Ghost in this context. You know, I don't really want to see her in her own show. I'm not particularly excited about that with the future of that character, seeing her on her own show. I've expressed in my previous video that that's not really what I'm excited about, not really where I want to see the character, but I think seeing her in this context would be pretty cool. Being on this team, the Thunderbolts, I think that would be an interesting way to take the character rather than her own show. But if not, then maybe Ghost. I'm definitely very confident about She-Hulk. That is like my number one prediction and kind of why I'm kind of wanting to be quick about making this video, because She-Hulk is coming up in a few weeks, so I want to make this prediction out there because I 100% believe Val is going to show up in She-Hulk and recruit Abomination. That's, I feel like, is kind of a big one that I'm 100% sure that's going to happen. Everything else is kind of just like me speculating my fan cast, maybe not fan cast, my like fan prediction for the roster. I would love to see Bullseye. I would love to see Dex return. That same actor return. That would be so awesome because he did so great. Again, he did so great in Daredevil season 3, and so that would be awesome to see him come back. And because of what happened with Fisk in season 3, maybe he's kind of wanting to be more reformed, more doing stuff for the good guys. He's definitely not all the way on the side of the good guys, but like, you know, he still has some problems, but you can see maybe he wants to do more good. Kind of reminds me of kind of a John Walker situation, kind of screwed by a bunch of people, goes a bit crazy, maybe gets redeemed a bit. I think John Walker and Dex would kind of have some interesting conversations. So, yeah, I think that would be cool. Ultimately, some of this stuff, again, I'm more confident on than others. Some of the stuff, I'm like, absolutely, this is definitely where they're going. Some of the stuff is more, I think that would be pretty cool if they went that route, but maybe I don't exactly feel like they're going to. But, again, this is just my fan prediction of where they're going to go with the Thunderbolts, where Val's going to show up next, who the Thunderbolts are going to be. And again, ultimately, this is just my thoughts, and I'm excited to see yours. Please comment below. Where do you think Val's going to show up next? Who do you think the Thunderbolts are going to be? Comment that all below, and remember to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and maybe check out some of my other videos. And with that said, that's a wrap.